Hey everybody, Cyrus here. So now we're going to talk about when to work, which for those of you who don't know is our scheduling software that we use. So we're going to go through what the system is, how you access it, talk about scheduling, availability, and time off, how you trade shifts, and then staff contact info. So when to work is a website that we use to schedule campus rec staff. You can be notified of a posted schedule, either text or you can also set up email ones, view your weekly schedule, request days off in advance, and then you can also trade and pick up shifts. So if you're looking for more hours than you're getting, this is a great way to pick up other people's shifts. You stay on top of the trade board. Normally you can get quite a few extra hours that way. And then you can also use When to Work to contact other staff members. You'll be able to view phone numbers of other people. So I find that texting is the easiest way to get a hold of someone if you really need a shift covered. When you're setting up your account, especially for new people, please make sure that your phone number is public and not private. And also make sure not to abuse having access to each other's phone numbers. Accessing the system, so pretty simple. It's whentowork.com. There's also an app you can use. When you are setting your availability, it's going to be much easier to do this on a computer than on your phone, but the phone app is great for picking up shifts, trading shifts, and also just viewing your schedule. You can customize your login information. My recommendation is using your NetID and password just because it's easier to remember. It's a login you're already going to be using around campus. And then just make sure you're checking your email regularly for posted schedules. Every time I post a schedule, we get an automated email. It's going to tell you your shifts for the week. And then those will be live within the software as well. This is sort of what it looks like. So you click on the schedule button at the top. You'll see that you can view your weekly schedule. So it's Monday through Sunday. Any shifts you're assigned, it'll tell you what position, and then it'll also tell you what time your shift is. So let me just grab the pointer here. So you can sort of see this is the week, 2 shifts assigned, the start time and the end time, and then whatever position it is. If you're cross-trained, it'll say that at the top. It releases schedules on Wednesday afternoon, which means that you have up until Wednesdays at noon to update your availability for the upcoming week. So by Wednesday at noon, your upcoming Monday through Sunday should reflect your availability for that week. All time off requests should also be submitted by that deadline, and the normal work week is Monday to Sunday. Once you do get scheduled, then you do become responsible for that shift. So it's on you to find a replacement if you need one at that point. This is really important. So it's not enough to just say, hey, I got the shift, I can't work it. You need to use a staff phone list and find somebody to cover your shift. So if you submit everything in advance by Wednesday at noon, I'll help ensure you don't get scheduled for times you can't work. But once you do get scheduled, it becomes your responsibility to find a replacement. This is what your preferences look like. So when you go into repeating weekly preferences, you can use the job aid I sent out for new employees. You're going to set this weekly grid. Red is times you absolutely cannot work. White is times that you have no preference. Green is when you prefer to work. And then pink is times you're available, but you prefer not to. You sort of want to be a last resort is what that's indicating. These are 15-minute blocks. You can use these little paint brushes to just click and drag over areas, or you can set it up this way, which takes a little bit longer. So your weekly repeating preferences to reflect class times, labs, club practices, any other jobs, basically any other conflicts you might have for your schedule. And if something is outside of your normal repeating weekly schedule, you can also update a specific day, which is essentially the same thing as asking for a time off request. You can sort of use your preference to choose which one you want to do. So time off requests are really easy. You'll just go in there, you'll go to time off, you select the date on the calendar, and then you'll be able to ask for a day off in advance. I'll approve it. It's nice to add a little note in there just so I know what you're doing, can help stay on top of stuff, but you don't have to do that. It's not a requirement. So in the system up here, you got a time off, calendar will open up. You can do a full day. If you do a partial day, it'll let you set the time of it, and then you can put your little note or comment to me in there. A couple of examples here, going to Maine, going to John Mayer. So any sort of little notes like that are just fun for me to see what you're up to. No pressure. Trading and dropping shifts. If you're assigned a shift you can't work, you can add it to the trade board. You can also pick up other shifts there. There's 3 different statuses you can post your shift with. Trade only, which means somebody else is going to have to give you one of their shifts in order to take yours. Trade or drop, or you can just drop the shift straight up. And you can also set up alerts if you want to be aware of a lot of